Welcome back to the Phenom Fantasy Week 9. Is it 9? Is this Week 9? Yeah, Week 9. Prediction show. So good to be here. I'm live from Detroit, and it's a fine city. I've only seen 2 or 3 bullet holes in windows, so it's not that big a deal. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's more other places. But I'm going to get into this. The biggest matchup of the year is taking place right now, and for a couple of reasons. The number one person in one league is facing the consensus number one in another. I have the same record as somebody, but that's because he played people that sucked and his defense wasn't good, so he scored more points. So, that's a technicality. So, basically, number one's playing number one this week. One division is not that good. The other has a bunch of winners in it. The other has a bunch of losers. Just look at the record. Don't take my word for it. So this week is Tatanka Blanco versus Wrecking Crew. ESPN has it 120-97. But we all know ESPN's pretty liberal, so they're going to side with that because Wrecking Crew's liberal, and that's what happens. I mean, that's how it is. It's the algorithms. Is that really what's going to happen? No, not at all. We're diving into this really fast. I have a better quarterback. Tatanka Blanco, quarterback is projected more points or the same. Devin Achane, he's projected the same amount of points as McCaffrey. Kenneth Walker's projected the same amount of points as Jonathan Taylor. And basically from there, I got a bunch of really good receivers, and he has subpar. He's got a whole receiving core on one team for a guy who can't throw it across the street. So, just that alone tells you it's probably not going to work out for him this week. I know Wrecking Crew has high hopes of getting that 6th win. But Tatanka Blanco, that's myself. Probably I'll bypass the 6th win, and he's going to have to wait another week for it. So I'll be at 7. He'll still be at 5. Nobody will be shocked by that kind of outcome. So that's the way I see it. I think Tatanka Blanco takes this one by 6. By the original projection would be like a 29-point swing, but I think technically 27 if I win. You know what I mean? So it's not going to work for him. I don't think. But no offense, people. You got to believe. Part of winning is belief, and I think he thinks he's gonna win, but we all know he has no shot. Moving on, Tickle Shits versus Lamborghini. This is a big 3 and 5 battle. Lamborghini. I've upset Willie Nelson last week by saying, for a top fantasy performer, you're like, you keep saying that he sucked for 2 years. Maybe I'll take that into account, but you are projected to win this by 11, 92-103. Tickle Shits, you do have Josh Allen. That should account for a lot of points. That'll take up about half his staff just with that one guy's totals. But they do play Kansas City. And honestly, that meant something. And Kansas City can still make the playoffs. But their defense isn't that good. Just somebody has to stop the offense. So looking at this, every green box except for 2 is checked for Lamborghini. Lamborghini did have a pretty good pickup with Vidal. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if you picked him up last week. I don't know when you got him, but point is that he's the main guy on that team, and he's running for some yards. I think 2 out of 3 weeks he ran for over 100 yards. So good pickup by you. Looking at Tickle Shits outside of 2 players, your tight end's good. Josh Jacobs is good. Josh Allen's good. The rest of it, not good. And that's just facts. This isn't even personal opinion. I get this. This comes from Vegas, doing numbers, the guy who make the lines, who usually get every game by half a point. That's who came up with this. And so they've projected Lamborghini on this one, and I have also. So next we have Red Nuts, and I may or may not be a handicapper. You know what I mean? Because I'm so good at calling games. This one, Red Nuts versus Lloyd's team, is a Garbage Can. Garbage Can, you're 4 and 4. Red Nuts is 5 and 3. But you're projected to lose this week, Red Nuts. And Garbage Can put together, I think he did pretty good last week. He scored 82 points. I don't know how to read this. I'm not going to click on it. My internet's not real fast, but You're projected 105. So if I just look, you have Kyler Murray, Red Nuts, and I know you're excited about that. But if you go look at his fantasy production this year, I think he had 2 good games, and then he was hurt. To be honest, he's just not that good of a player. James Cook, he's like an astronaut. This guy's something fancy. It's like he's from a different planet. He's going up against Jahmyr Gibbs, who isn't the number 1 running back on his team, but James Cook is. And James Cook rushes for 200 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs is capable of it, but he splits time, so there's that. So even though Jahmyr Gibbs is more, Chase Brown and Pollard, that's pretty much the same boat. I believe P. Ryan's slowly taking over that thing. Cortland Sutton, that guy, he's always projected points, but it never really happens, which is weird because, I'm under this general assumption, probably just for whatever reason, that Denver's not good. What are they, 5-2, 6-2? I think Denver's probably pretty good, to be honest. I think they're a pretty good team. Bo Nix, I don't think he started off hot. He's been hot, so I don't know what to say. Lloyd's team is a garbage can. I think this particular week, if Puka Nacua comes back, he's the difference maker. Swift has been a guy, assuming his question mark gets erased. And I actually have to agree that, Will, you're probably going to win this one this week, 105-99. Downtown St. Brown versus Willie Bad. This is a 3-5 downtown team versus Willie Bad, who's 2-6. I know that BJ thinks he's really good at fantasy, but the record speaks for itself at this point. I mean, you could argue for a minute that you were leading in scoring and some bad luck, but I don't know if you have 5 bad lucks out of 8 weeks. That's not good. You know what I mean? I think you should hang the same Broncos flag that back in your fence that was taken down previous, because that doesn't look good. Willie Bad, just looking at this really fast. Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has all the talent in the world. It doesn't always produce. He has been hurt though. Jared, and there's no injury designation, so he may produce this week. When it comes to running backs, Willie Bad, you're starting Tracy. Tracy couldn't break a wet sack. That's not really how that saying goes, but I was just trying to think. I don't think he's good. He's no Scattaboo. You're not going to have the same production out of that guy that you had out of Cam Scattaboo, Orbo, however you say it. So that's not looking good. Just all the way around, Downtown St. Brown's roster's better. You're projected, Willie Bad, 97-94. Downtown St. Brown's going to win this one this week. I don't know, man. You got a pretty good looking roster. I don't really know how you're 2-6. But I don't want to take it back. It has been said, Downtown St. Brown, you got it this week. Bye week versus rebuilding season. This is a 3-5 matchup versus a 6-2. Let me just check, because bye week your roster is absolutely terrible right now. But you have 3 players: quarterback, running back, tight end. Show bench. Here we go. Quarterback. Do you have a quarterback? You do have a quarterback, which will account for 23. This is projections. 23. So we're going to do math in front of everybody. So that's going to put you at 59, 79. If you have a running back, which you do not, your backup running back is on bye week. So don't know what you're going to do about that. And then you have a tight end. You do have a tight end, and he's projected 5. So whatever I said, 84. You're still projected to lose by 16. Based on that projection, I don't know who you're going to drop or who you're going to pick up. I was hot on it last week, saying rebuilding season. You're probably going to lose a few in a row. No, he's not. Rebuilding season, you got this one this week. And honestly, I don't even know if it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be close. Bye week, you're going to get destroyed, and you don't even have a terrible roster. You don't. You do not have a terrible roster at all, but you don't have what he has, and unless you start dropping some players and picking some people up, I think you're just taking the L. I don't even know how to word it. Rebuilding season. I wish that you were terrible. I wish I scored 40 more points than you this week. So the consensus isn't just like people's champ pick. It's just like everybody knows. And so, guys, I just want you to know that's the predictions this week for week 9. I'm going to get it out to you here in a second. Just want you guys to know things are good. So hopefully maybe a stray bullet doesn't fly through this window here in a second, because it turns out that's a thing that happens pretty often in Detroit, as I've heard. Nice city, real family type city. So anyway, we'll see you at the recap.